This video tutorial is compatible with Photoshop CC and Photoshop CS6. Let's take a look at how we can color grade this image inside of Photoshop CS6. There are many ways we can alter the color and tone inside of Photoshop, but in this particular technique I'm going to divide the technique over multiple adjustment layers to give us greater flexibility and control over fine-tuning the end result. Okay, we're going to take a quick look at the before and after here. So I've got a couple of snapshots I prepared in the history panel, and this is the start image, and as you can see they're pretty much just warm tones in this image, and we don't have very many other colors, but it's surprising what differences we can extract when color grading. For instance, if I just click on this snapshot, you can see now we've got some rich cyan, blue, and also managed to retain the warm tones of the skin. Now we're not using any masking techniques here or painting techniques, so all of this has come just via these adjustment layers here. And as I said, we're going to learn how to apply this technique over these multiple adjustment layers, so it gives us greater flexibility in, as I said, fine-tuning the end result. Okay, let's go back to the start and see how we can begin this project. Okay, we'll begin with a levels adjustment. Okay, let's just bring up the adjustments here, and we'll choose the levels adjustment. Okay, now first of all we're going to start from moving the RGB channel down to the red channel only. Okay, we're going to move the central gamma slider underneath the histogram over to the right. In fact, we're going to move it to a value of 0.75. Okay, and already you can see some of the colors in sort of the more neutral tones and darker tones taking on this color cast here, while the warmer tones are semi-protected from this adjustment. Okay, we're going to switch our attentions now from the red channel to the green channel. And similarly we're going to make a gamma adjustment here, not so far this time, perhaps just to 0.9. Okay, and this is making the image significantly cooler now. And we're going to make some adjustments to the output level sliders. Okay, we're going to raise the black output level slider to 30. I'll just highlight the field and type in 30 so we get that precise adjustment very quick. And now we can see that very strong cast coming into the shadow tones there. And I'm similarly going to highlight the highlight field and type in 240. Okay, so now we've got those output levels adjusted and the gamma in the green channel. We're going to move to the blue channel. Now inside of the blue channel we're just going to make some output levels adjustments. I'm going to highlight the black output levels and type in 65. And inside the highlight output levels we're going to put in a value of 200. Okay, now we're getting those beautiful cyan tones running through the darker shades here. Now the whole image is starting to lose its contrast because of the work with the output levels, so we're going to correct this with a second adjustment layer. Okay, so let's go back to the adjustments, and this time we'll just simply choose a brightness contrast adjustment. You could replace this with a levels adjustment, a curves adjustment if you want a degree of control, but just raising the brightness by 10 here is going to restore the overall brightness value of this image. And primarily I'm coming into this dialog just for that contrast slider. I'm going to raise this to around about 50 or so to push back that contrast that we lost with those output levels. Okay, now the next adjustment I'm going to make is hue saturation. Okay, so again we'll go back to the adjustments panel, and we'll pick up the hue saturation and lightness adjustment there. And we could raise global saturation, or we can go into individual color channels. I'm going to choose the reds here because I want to restore some of the saturation of those skin tones. Okay, so we're going to raise this to around about plus 25. like so, and that restores some of the beautiful warm tones here. Now we can also go into the yellows channel, or I could just come into this color bar down here, and I could drag that right section out slightly for it to encompass some of those warmer yellow skin tones, so those two are also raised in saturation. Now if for any reason you get a little bit of color stepping or banding by using saturation sliders, then you can go and replace this hue saturation adjustment with a vibrance adjustment instead, which is a lot more of a friendly way to low bit depth images for raising global saturation or vibrance of images. Okay, now one of the things that we can do when we're working with these multiple adjustment layers is we could save some of them as presets. Let's just take this first levels adjustment where we did the majority of that color grading work there. We do have the option of creating or saving presets here. From the preset folder we just can apply them, and so we need to come to the flyout menu here in order to save a levels preset. Once we've saved a levels preset, then we can use the presets from this adjustments presets section here. Okay, and that concludes this particular technique for color grading a color image.